Well, it finally happened. I just had my 1-year anniversary here at EXP Realty, and while there was a ton of good, there was some not so good, and I want to share it with you. For the most part, coming into EXP Realty, I had my eyes wide open. I had heard about EXP for a little bit over a year by multiple people, so I generally knew what to expect. And it's important to note that I didn't make my move over to EXP public to you, the audience, until after 3 to 4 months of being with EXP Realty first. So in other words, I wanted to try out the brokerage before I even made mention of it to you. And that was extremely important to me because I didn't want to be seen as that agent that immediately joins EXP and starts shouting it from the rooftops saying, "Hey, I just joined EXP, now join me." I think those types of agents just, I'm just not a fan. And the reason I don't favor those types of agents that immediately shout it from the rooftops the moment that they join EXP is because they have no earthly idea if EXP Realty is the real deal or if they were just fed a bunch of information. They have just no way of knowing until they're in the brokerage. Now, with all that being said, make sure to stay to the end of this video where I share with you the #1 reason why over 200 agents that I have personally spoken to about EXP decided not to join. Hey, it's Jaime. If we're just meeting, welcome to the channel that brings actionable content to grow your business through online marketing. So if that sounds beneficial, consider subscribing. Alright, so the best way that I thought of approaching this is to present the good and present the bad. So first, we'll start off with the good. The first thing that really surprised me at EXP was all of the revenue streams that I had instant access to. So let's dig into each one of those a little bit closer. When you're helping buyers buy and helping sellers sell, it's very important to understand your commission split. At EXP, it's 80-20. 80% for you, the agent, and 20% over to the brokerage. At EXP, the cap is $16,000 going to the brokerage, which equates to about $2.66 million in sales volume. So that type of split and compensation package is fairly competitive when you stack it against the Century 21s, the Remaxes, the Keller Williams of the world, and on and on. But what's absolutely different and incredible is if you become an icon agent at EXP Realty, the $16,000 that you paid into the brokerage gets converted into equity for you. That's right. That $16,000 that was once an expense in your profit and loss statement now becomes an asset in your balance sheet simply for selling real estate. You didn't have to open a brokerage. You didn't have to buy a franchise from one of the larger brokerages. You simply received equity for something that you already are doing, which is helping buyers buy and helping sellers sell. That's amazing. Now, I knew that going in, which that wasn't a surprise, but what was a surprise was the stock. There was no way of knowing that the stock was gonna rise dramatically. Now, there's also no way of knowing if it's gonna dip very much the same week or the same month or the same year, but it's just been fun to see it grow. And what's been fun is receiving the stock in multiple different ways. There's a total of 5 ways to earn stock at EXP. The first way that you earn stock at EXP, aka shares, is on your first transaction. Also, you can earn shares when you fully cap. And you also earn shares when an agent you sponsor closes their first transaction. And that type of program is called the Sustainable Equity Plan. And the fourth way to earn stock into the company is through the Icon Agent Award. We've already alluded to where you receive up to $16,000 in stock upon the achievement of certain production and cultural goals within your anniversary year. And then the final way to earn stock is through the Agent Equity Program, where you enroll to be paid 5% of every transaction commission with stock at a 10% discount. That's right, you receive a discount simply for being part of EXP. Okay, so that was more about the stock, and yes, I understood the concept of stock, but I didn't necessarily account for that drastic rise, which is pretty awesome. Now, the third way to receive revenue, or the third revenue stream at EXP, is through the revenue share program. The revenue share program is where you receive a portion of the sales activity from the agents that you sponsor into the company. And that varies all across the board, but we're basically talking about being compensated for helping the company grow. Now, there's too many income streams to cover in this video, so let's just take some examples. Let's take the Currencies Direct company. We have a currency exchange partner that allows us to receive a small percentage anytime somebody needs to exchange their currency into United States dollars. And you also have the ability to open an additional revenue stream with Virbela, which is the platform that the EXP world is hosted on. So anytime somebody signs up for Virbela, you receive a commission on that as well. All right, so that about covers the revenue streams. There's still a few more, but I think that you get the point. It was a pleasant surprise. Now let's move on to another good at EXP Realty, and that was that it saved me a ton of time. Long gone are the days of me getting into my car, fighting traffic, and going to see my broker if there was any question, and I couldn't get a hold of them on the phone. So long gone are the days that I have to go anywhere for some training and also to get anything signed. Everything is absolutely digital. So whether I have a question for my broker, need additional training, want to network, everything is absolutely on EXP World. Everything is on the cloud. And the third thing that is absolutely great is the technology. This is something that I heard about all of the time. Everybody said, join EXP because of technology, and nobody could articulate what that even meant. So let me break it down the best that I can. You have EXP World, which is your office. This is where you go to see your broker and speak to them real time. So just think of it as an online campus where you would go in physical form traditionally, but all you have to do now is just log in to the world. So at EXP World, that's where you go for technical help. That's where you go for onboarding. That's where you go for questions for your broker. That's where you go for training. Again, it is basically your virtual office. That's EXP World. You also get EXP Enterprise, which is basically your dashboard for your entire business. That's where you go to see your sales volume. That's where you go to see all of the agents that you sponsor and their sales volume. That's where you keep track of your business. Now you also have EXP Workplace, which is the business side of Facebook. So everybody at EXP Workplace works at EXP Realty. So you can connect and network with any real estate agent, with any broker, with any staffer at EXP instantly. You also get SkySlope, which is where you go to manage your transactions and submit all of your contracts, addendums, amendments, and everything to your broker for review. And of course, you also get KV Core. This alone is worth joining EXP, where you save hundreds of dollars every single month. KV Core is the state-of-the-art CRM that is the leader in the real estate space. KV Core is your website with IDX connection. KV Core can do email marketing. KV Core can do text marketing and voicemail drop marketing, along with creating landing pages and single property websites. KV Core is a workhorse and it can do it all. Now, when I took all of that into account, it ended up saving me over $500 a month in simply replacing the technology that I had with what was being offered at EXP. The support and training has been phenomenal. I'm able to connect with the top producers across the country and across the world at this point, because not only were we in 4 countries this year, but we're expanding and we'll be in 6 more by the end of it. So when it comes to training, it's absolutely top notch. Whenever I have a question, I'll just go straight to the expert. I'll just go straight to somebody that has been there and done that. Now, there's been many times where I don't have state-specific answers to the agents that are joining me at EXP that I sponsor. So I just go into EXP World and I go to that particular state's broker room and I ask them, and I instantly get a response. So the support is absolutely there, and I am paying it forward to all of the agents that I sponsor. Every Tuesday, I have a mastermind on real estate lead generation. So take everything that you see here in the videos, but times it times 10, where I get very molecular every single Tuesday. All right, so now let's get into the not so good, because there are some items to cover. I'll start off with the big one. When I joined EXP, I had no clue that the stigma of EXP being an MLM and a pyramid scheme was that heavy. Now, I feel like that stigma has reduced slightly, but it's still there. There's still a lot of agents out there that think that at EXP Realty, there's not that much real estate volume that is being sold, which that is far from the truth. And really, where that stigma of EXP Realty doesn't sell real estate, or EXP Realty is an MLM, came from is because of a few bad apples at EXP Realty. They don't necessarily know how to recruit. They just saw the opportunity of revenue share and are going out there and blowing up people's inboxes, cold calling, and just being incredibly aggressive and disrespectful to other agents. And it's really EXP agents like this that give EXP Realty a bad name. It just is. They had no experience building a team before or recruiting before, and they just went crazy. So on behalf of them, I want to apologize to you. I want to apologize to you if you had an EXP agent reach out to you and absolutely vomit everything about EXP Realty when you had no interest. Sorry. So yes, that stigma is absolutely annoying, and that really hasn't gone away all that much. When I speak to quite a few agents on just completely different topics, whether they're from another brokerage like Century 21, Remax, Keller Williams, what have you, anytime that I say that I'm from EXP Realty, their guard automatically goes up. And it's a shame. Now, something else that I hadn't forecasted was that onboarding was going to be a struggle, and it really was for me. And the reason being was twofold. My immediate inner circle wasn't all that helpful when I was onboarding, so I didn't necessarily know that SkySoap was a thing. I didn't know what EXP Enterprise was. There was just so much going on that I just had no clue. But also, in their defense, I really didn't reach out and ask those questions, so I was just trying to figure it out on my own. And just in the short year that I've been with EXP, I see the difference from my onboarding experience to the agents that I sponsor. It's night and day. But at the end of the day, onboarding was still a struggle for me, and it wasn't until 2 to 3 months into EXP that I finally got a hang of it. And something else that was a little bit more challenging than I thought was agent attraction. I thought it was gonna be a lot easier. Now, this isn't taking a jab at anybody. I just simply thought that agent attraction was gonna be a lot easier. So I quickly had to learn that I needed to provide way more value than I could ever expect back. That's why I offer all of the agents that I sponsor at EXP my free real estate lead generation services, meaning that I and my marketing agency, my digital agency, do the real estate lead generation for all of the agents that I sponsor. And I do that for free. So I needed to have a different value proposition that was different than anybody else's, and I can safely say that I succeeded. So overall, it's been great, and I absolutely think that being with EXP is the right move for me at this time. If it changes, I'll let you know, but for right now and the future, EXP Realty is where I'll be. All right, so now for the moment that you've been waiting for. What's the number one reason that agents don't join EXP, or at least the agents that I've spoken to? And that is because they're at a flat fee brokerage, which means that they only pay the brokerage if they have a transaction. If they don't have a transaction, then they don't pay anything. And there's several things that I can say about that, but at the end of the day, one has to consider what are additional revenue streams and wealth building tools that you have at your disposal. And what I mean by that, at a flat fee shop, you're not building, you're just doing transactions. There's no stock or no revenue share to speak of. But anyway, that's the most common reason that agents don't join EXP, at least the agents that I speak to about the opportunity. Well, now that you've seen my 1-year anniversary here at EXP Realty, you might be interested in learning how to actually have your real estate lead generation done for you for free. So I'll leave a video right here that's gonna help you do that. Also, if you found value today, please be sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss another video. And of course, make it your best day yet.